Usually helps to have the mic on. Way to go. Nice job. Good start. Thanks for joining another edition of Sports Church right here on the Veteran Revolt Radio Network. I'm your host, John Cremery, a.k.a. Mini. I'm a United States Marine Corps veteran. 2311 was my MOS. IOAs. I'm a card carrying member of the E4 Mafia, allegedly, and a founding member of the Veteran Revolt Radio Network. Excuse me. Apologies. All right. So we're down Doc tonight. He was a late scratch. He's not feeling too good after last night's episode of The Bar, which you catch here on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or Rumble. Especially get on over to Rumble, search Vet Revolt Radio, and you will find us. Give us a follow and thumbs up and whatnot. But yeah, he's not feeling too good after last night and the utter and absolute and complete destruction of me in trivia. I was a little salty. It was bad. He kicked the shit out of me. So I guess he deserves a night off. But we're still going to come at you with a little bit of baseball talk. We're going to come at you with some auto racing and some MMA and some gambling from brother Bishop Pook Dawg and Pops. So without, I guess I should...
Get on with it.
Yes, get on with it.
I'll get on with it. All right. He's our auto racing expert. We call him Pops because he's my Pops. Been in the sport over 50 years, so... He knows what he's talking about. Listen up. Without further ado, here's Pops. What's up?
Good evening, everyone. Busy day. My goodness gracious. Formula One, NASCAR, 3 trucks, Xfinity and Cup Series, and IndyCar, 2 races. So it was a busy weekend.
Nice. Yeah, we got a lot to go over, so that's awesome. I appreciate that. He's been my friend for over 25 years. He's a lunatic, but I love him. And he's the United States Marine Corps veteran. We served together at the all-inclusive resort known as 438 Las Pulgas in Cap Hill, California. Guest of the first Smart Div. and the most holistic company ever in Marine Corps history, Ammo Company. You can look us up. We broke some records back in the day. Not in a good way either. But anyways, no further ado, brother Bishop Pook Dawg.
He's got a weak voice today, my goodness gracious.
I just woke up. And,
okay.
Yeah, I just woke up and I really don't want.
Lies. Oh, lies!
I just woke up. Sorry. It's not a lie.
Oh,
wow.
This guy's a real weirdo. He really bugs me. All right.
yeah, he's creepy as fuck, right?
Yeah, he's a creepy guy, man.
Yeah, he is, no doubt. Yeah, I mean, big stories for me this weekend. Hall of Fame induction, in Cooperstown. Fred McGriff, and the longtime third baseman of the Cardinals. I'm pretty sure, actually, I think he played his entire career there. Maybe. See, this is when I missed stock because you know this for sure. I feel like maybe he played in Toronto. I don't think so, though. Look it up.
Yeah, you don't have any phone a friend. You don't have no lifeline. You don't have nothing when Doc ain't here with baseball. Yeah,
I know, dude. I know. I got no. So I got.
Yeah, you're out there with no net.
Yeah, I got to go to like Baseball Reference and research, and
you're out there.
I'm not good at research. Yeah, I think he played. No, drafted by the Phillies. Okay, he was drafted by the Phillies. So all right. So it was. Yeah, I was right. All right, I forgot about Philly, but he did play. I think he played. Yeah, Toronto. No. Yes, he did. He did. For what? 2 seasons? They played for Cincinnati for one. Oh, he played for Cincinnati for a lot. He ended his career in Cincinnati? I had no idea. I thought he exclusively played for the Cardinals. Maybe one other team, but no. All right. But Fred McGriff, he bounced around too, so no real knock on him. But that happened today. Also important to me and all Cubs fans, Pat Hughes got inducted into the Hall of Fame as a broadcaster. So that's pretty awesome. I got a little choke you up video to play about that later. But Pook,
what is up? Talk to me.
You ready, brother? Or you got anything else you want to talk about unrelated to MMA that grabbed your eye this week in sports?
Unrelated to MMA. I really haven't been watching baseball. Yeah, I know the Atlanta Braves are on fire. I know the Rays has cooled off, but other than that, we could talk some MMA, man. That's what I do.
All right. I mean, let's do that.
So last night we hit. Okay, well, I'm trying.
What?
I'm trying to talk MMA, brother. All right, we got Tom Aspinall last night. Took on Marcin Tybura in the main event in London's fight night. And Tom Aspinall looked spectacular, made quick work of Tybura. And Dana White was quick to say that he looked good. Finished him with elbows in the first round with a TKO loss. So Dana White said that he looked good. And there's a lot of buzz on the internet about after John Jones faces Stipe, what's going to happen with Tom Aspinall. Obviously, we got Cyril Gane in the picture as well. Cyril Gane is set to fight. Who's he set to fight? Spawn. Yeah, Spawn. He's set to fight Spawn. And that's going to be in France. And the winner of that fight is going to get Tom Aspinall. And then the winner of that fight between Tom Aspinall and the winner of the Cyril Gane Spawn fight is going to be getting either Stipe Miocic or John Jones. But what happens if this other thing that they're talking about on the interweb? What happens if Stipe and John Jones both retire after this last fight? These guys ain't exactly spring chickens anymore. Is there going to be a vacated UFC heavyweight title. Are we lucky to have Tom Aspinall right now? That's what a lot of people are asking the question. And I think Dana White's kind of like, yeah, I got Tom Aspinall, because notoriously over the years, the heavyweights have been the hardest to recruit talent. It's been the very hardest. It's hardest to get talent at that heavyweight. It's hard to get really good fighters that are heavyweights. Let's put it that way.
Well, maybe Butterbean can come out of retirement.
That's the problem, man. That's the problem. We don't have anybody as great as Butterbean.
Good Lord.
No, but basically what I'm trying to say is this is setting up an interesting time. If we got a guy that's exciting like Tom Aspinall, just had an exciting finish, there's a lot of buzz around him. A lot of people talking about him today and last night because of what happened in London. If we get a guy like Tom Aspinall that's exciting like this, that's huge for the heavyweight division. And, of course, we got the guy that handed him his last loss where he was injured. We got Curtis Blades is in the picture, too. So the UFC's heavyweight division, even Ngannou-less, it's still Ngannou-less, which I think was very dumb. I still don't understand. Somebody else that's smarter than me, please explain to me what Dana White was doing there with the no gimmick fights, not giving any concessions to Ngannou, and then letting them go. And now Ngannou is going to end up having his gimmick fight. He's also getting paid by the PFL on top of having his gimmick fight, where he's going to have probably generational wealth after he fights Tyson Fury when they make that fight happen. And why wouldn't the UFC just be part of that? They're willing to promote Zuckerberg and Elon Musk. They were willing to promote John Jones and Tyson Fury, right? They did promote McGregor and Mayweather. Why not promote the John Jones, or why not promote the Ngannou Tyson Fury fight? Why not do that? And why not keep your heavyweight champ? I feel like at the time the argument was, why would you do that to your brand? Why would you put your heavyweight fighter out there? Why would you put the UFC champion out there in a boxing ring to get embarrassed in front of the whole world? I think that was kind of the consensus in the UFC why they didn't want to do it. It's going to happen anyway. It's going to make a lot of money. You might as well be a part of it. I mean, you could say, hey, Pook, what are you doing second guessing Dana White? He's probably the best, one of the best. He probably is the best businessman in fighting. Yeah. In all of fighting, boxing, kickboxing, any kind of. He's probably the best businessman in all the combat sports for sure, maybe of all time. How can you question his decisions? Well, no one's perfect anyway. No one's perfect anyway. It wasn't very smart, I don't believe. I kind of rabbit trail. I got off track because there's something else about last night I wanted to speak about. Molly McCain, Molly, Molly McCain, right? Molly McCain, the boisterous, likes to drink the Hollerhead and get all crazy. Well, she took a loss last night, and let's take a look at her record. She took a loss last night. She was actually set up as the co-main event. So she's set up as a co-main event. They handed her what was said to be on the internet a tomato can, right? Yeah, a lady with they sent her a lady with Julia. I'm not very good with these Eastern European names. Stolar Wrinkle. They handed, and I think she's like 1-6 in her last couple of I gotta look at these records. I'm having trouble pulling them up right now. But yeah, we'll just say she's, for the sake of argument, she's 1-6. They handed her literally a tomato can to beat She lost via submission armbar. I think she sustained an injury as well. Very embarrassing, and the internet trolls just went wild on her ass. Like insanely wild on her ass. Not they're being ruthless, you know. Hype train derailed pretty much. That's pretty much they got memes. I saw a meme of her. I was just going through MMA stuff. I saw a meme of her, you know, where they putting on the clown makeup and all that.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, they're roasting her right now on the internet. So I kind of feel bad for Molly McCann. I like her. She's a personality. I don't think that she's the next big thing in women's MMA, though. I mean, they literally made her this because they knew she was a fan favorite. They made her the co-main event. They gave her an opponent that she was supposed to defeat, and it didn't happen. So, I'm a fan of Molly McCain's sense of humor. I'm a fan of Molly McCain's personality, but I don't know if she's going to make this divisions any further than what she already has. And you know what? There's no shame in that, right? You know, she's done pretty good, but we've seen her on some fight nights. We've seen her with some impressive finishes. We've seen her freaking drinking and hanging out with Patty the Batty, or as the internet likes to call him, Patty the Fatty. Oh, that, by the way, that's the other one. That's the other one that they hate on them both, like in tandem. They're like, we can't wait to see Fatty the Batty or Patty Fatty or whatever they're calling him on the internet. We can't wait to see him take an L as well. You know, they just can't wait for Patty Pimlet to take an L. But these are internet trolls, you know. That's what you get, you know. That's what you get on the internet.
True.
Yeah, coming up next week, we got a huge pay-per-view, you know. We got Jan Blachowicz is going to be fighting Alex Pereira on the undercard on the co-main event. Got Tony Ferguson's going to be fighting Bobby Green. That's an interesting fight. Bobby Green, I think, is almost a 3-1 favorite. That's interesting. If they would have fought a couple years ago, obviously Tony Ferguson would have been the favorite. You got Michael Chiesas fighting Kevin Holland. You got Stephen Wonderboy Thompson's going to be on this card. It's going to be an exciting fight to watch. We also got the main event's going to be Dustin Poirier, Justin Gaethje too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's going to be exciting, huh? That's going to be fireworks, man. That is going to be for the BMF belt. And,
what time does that start?
What time does that start?
Yeah, the main event.
The main event. I don't have a start time on it, but I believe it's going to be in Salt Lake City. So let's say 9. I'm going to say 9 o'clock, man.
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock Pacific time, man. 9 o'clock Pacific
midnight.
Time, so I'd say like 11 o'clock. 11 o'clock. 12 o'clock.
They're not 3 hours ahead of us. They're 3 hours.
Minnie often goes by Eastern time.
East, so you've got
Minnie goes by Eastern time all the time, whether he lives in Central time zone or not. He loves that Eastern time zone, pops.
All right. Oh, where am I at? There we go. Sorry, jumping around.
And then
what's up, Richie? How you doing, man?
Then pretty much, if you want to talk a little Connor got his first win.
Hey,
Connor got his first win in the Tough series. Connor got a knockout. That's the guy that a lot of people have touted his fighter that won.
Did Connor fight or did his team fight?
No. The only people Connor's ever going to fight are drunks in bars, I swear.
All right.
I don't think Connor's ever going to fight again, man. Honestly, right? I don't think that guy's ever going to fight again. I mean, they say he is. I mean, Dana White swears up and down he's going to fight again.
Yeah.
We got confirmation from McGregor that he's going to fight Chandler. We got confirmation from Chandler that McGregor's going to fight Chandler. But that's yet to be seen, man. This guy is always into something, man. I don't think he can pass a USADA test. And Dana White's the boss. And Dana White, I heard it come out of his mouth. I heard it. There's a clip on the internet of him saying it. and he's denied saying it. It's like almost like the My Pillow guy saying, "Oh, August 5th, we're going to have proof. We're going to have proof of this. We're going to have proof of that," and then it never comes out.
Yeah.
Not that I'm against the My Pillow guy. I just don't like people that lie through their teeth. But here we got, Dana White saying it's going to happen. We got all the parties involved saying it's going to happen. But for some reason, I feel like that fight just ain't going to happen. I don't know how you guys feel about it. I don't think that fight's going to happen. But yeah,
Well, I
as
mean,
a
how
coach,
are we going to get through the test, the drug test, to do it?
Let alone the anabolic steroids. What about the cocaine? I don't think that guy. Every time I see that guy, he's jacked up on freaking something, man. I swear. I don't think that. Seriously, I don't know how that guy's going to be able to pass any kind of protocol, any kind of freaking drug screening at all for anything.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see. We'll see what's yet to be determined. It's all yet to be determined. We'll see about that. And we got Jake Paul and we got Nate Diaz coming up with their little boxing exhibition. That they're going to be doing. And I seen Jake Paul. I spoke about it last week, saying that he hasn't had much help hyping up this fight, getting this fight going. He thought that Nate Diaz was more of a gangster and would help him out with this. I saw a little clip of Nate Diaz being asked about the Jake Paul fight, and it was about this short, but it was freaking hilarious, man. Just the way Nate Diaz, just the way he just kind of just shrugs his shoulder and dismisses this guy. It's going to be classic. It really is. I mean, Nate Diaz is going to bring Nate Diaz Army. They're going to bring the Nick Diaz Army with them. They're going to bring the Diaz Army with them. It's this is going to be a money event for everybody, and I don't know necessarily how much Nate actually has to sell this fight outside of just behaving like Nate. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Just like doing his Stockton thing. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens there as well. And I don't really have much else to talk about unless you want to talk a little bit. If you want to talk a little bit about what you guys think will happen in the Tyson Fury and Ngannou fight when that does happen.
So what are
you
the rules?
You think Ngannou has a chance?
It's a straight up boxing match.
Yeah, it's going to be.
No.
The way it was explained was that they're gonna stand in the middle of the ring, and they're gonna trade, and they're gonna try to knock each other out. And it's gonna be an exhibition, and it's gonna be for no belt.
Yeah, fucking. I don't know. I mean, if they're like straight up boxing, and not tiny, then Tyson's gonna win. He's got to win, right? I mean,
well, that's what the conventional wisdom is, and that's what everyone's saying. And I have
that makes you nervous, though, doesn't it? Doesn't that make you nervous? It always makes me nervous.
Yeah.
When everybody's piling on one end, I mean, it's like the national championship, college football. Like I go ahead every year, and if there's a consensus favorite, like way over the top, I'm taking the other team because it makes me nervous. I'm like, it's very least maybe they cover, or they straight outright win the damn game, and I look like a genius. But yeah, it makes me nervous when everybody's like, Fury, come on, wipe the floor with this guy. He's a real boxer. This guy's an MMA orangutan, right? Well, and then Ngannou catches a lucky one, and it's fucking over for Fury. We all look stupid. So I don't know. What do you think, Pook?
Well, I think I'm looking up the odds right now, and I think if the odds are right, I'll actually bet on Ngannou. And the reason I'll bet on Ngannou is because if you remember a few years, I think we even watched the clip on Sports Church when Deontay Wilder, who by everyone's admission isn't the greatest boxer, pretty damn good athlete. Mm-hmm. One of the hardest punchers in the world. Floored Tyson Fury. And if there was a different ref that didn't give Tyson Fury a chance to get to his feet and waved it off, we would have had a different outcome in that first fight, for sure. That first Wilder Tyson Fury fight, we would have had a different outcome. I mean, it was a long 10 count. He gave Tyson Fury every opportunity to recover, and if we would have just seen him wave it off, the guy was laying on the floor starched, man, and he sprung up like Lazarus. So, like the Undertaker in a WWE scripted event, you know. So, if he would have got waved off at that point without even a count, nobody would have thought any less of that official. Nobody would have said Tyson Fury got robbed in that situation. I doubt anybody would have said that. So, if the odds are right, I actually like Ngannou, and it's looking like Ngannou is an underdog with odds ranging from 350 plus 350 to plus 500. Meaning, if you were to put $100 wager on the fight, your money would return at least $350. I like him at a 5-1 underdog. If we can get Ngannou at a 5-1 underdog, I like that bet. That's a sound bet.
Yeah,
I think he's got a fight.
What's the other side? The odds on the other side.
Well, I don't have that in front of me, but I know from doing sports gambling, the other side, the comeback, if it's going to be a plus 50, it's probably going to come back at you at like a minus. You're going to have to go like minus 225, something like that, right? You're going to have to probably put up like 2.25 to win 100.
Yeah.
Huh. All right. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'll talk to the wife. How long do we got to the fight? Because maybe we'll put a little money on this. I don't know.
It's set for August 7th.
August 7th. All right. We got
Couple
2
weeks.
Yep.
I got a plus 600 here.
Really?
And Tyson opening up at minus 1,000.
Jesus.
So you'd have to put
1,000 to win 100.
All right, here I got Odds Shark. Odds Shark. Here I got Odds Shark. I had it backwards when I gave it to you before. Okay, so you're gonna have to put up minus 400. So you're gonna have to put up $400 to win 100 if you bet on Tyson Fury right now on Odds Shark. And if you're to bet on Ngannou, you get back $275 on the comeback. You get back $275 on a $100 bet. So almost
that's not really as nice as you were talking originally, but
yeah.
No, but I'm getting different information here from different sources. It's the internet, pops. You know, that's just how the internet is. You know, you ask it one question and you can get 100 different
Absolutely,
answers.
Richie. Looking forward to it. Football's upon us, and the return of the Richie the Redneck Pip King. You can catch his show on YouTube and Facebook. The Will Radio Show every Tuesday at 1900 Eastern Standard
can't wait
Time.
to see him back next week. That'll be awesome.
I know, me too. Very excited.
Richie's going to be back.
What's going on in football? Since we got a new set of owners in Washington, all kinds of crazy stuff.
Yep. This week I gotta get
$6 billion though. Like yikes!
$6 billion plus 6.3. I think it was.
And that team has got to be in crazy shape because of all the shit that the dum did.
Mm-hmm. But I wonder how much he paid for it. You think he even paid $1 billion for that motherfucker?
No, he only paid $750,000 when he bought it.
Quite a return, huh?
Oh yeah.
Boy, I don't really know if I want to sell my franchise. Maybe I'll make something happen so they force me to.
Well,
look at Donald Sterling.
The NFL sued Snyder for like $50 million.
Fucking pocket change when you sell your.
Oh yeah, it is. With what he's getting there, so.
Yeah.
But
I'm a fan of Snyder.
That's still a hefty amount to fine a team.
But look at what happened with Donald Sterling and the Clippers. How much do you think he paid for them? Fucking nothing, I bet.
Yeah.
And he sold that for a couple $1 billion because he was just forced to. Way to punish a guy, kick him out of the league, and make him 5,000% profit on his investments.
Yeah.
Stupid virtue signaling. Oh my gosh. At least it hasn't hit baseball yet. Oh wait, the All-Star game a couple of years ago. Damn, forgot about that. All right, Pook, come at me, bro. What are you looking
Yeah,
up?
I'm pretty done coming at you, dude, with the fights. You know,
60 million, Richie. What do you? 60 million? What? 60 million for what?
I'm definitely a fan of Daniel Snyder, though. I'm definitely a fan of his. I don't.
Are you really?
You like Snyder?
Yeah. Oh yeah. You guys have been propagandized and brainwashed by ESPN. Oh yeah, I'm a fan. Yeah, I don't. Come on, man. Shit is right. Any guy that freaking started out like that guy, and I don't blame him for freaking wanting to keep a hold of the name of the Redskins, man. That's the tradition. That's his ball team, man. Like, okay, maybe he hasn't ran the. Okay,
yeah. Let me tell you. Let me interrupt you. Pook. Is the world a better place since the Redskins changed their name to the Commanders and everything all of a sudden get better?
I'll tell you what, it would be
I don't
better.
think a fucking thing got better.
I'll tell you what, it would definitely be better if they used the Cobra Commander as their logo. Then I'd forgive them.
Yeah, that might be.
Then
cool.
I would forgive them. Then it'd be cool.
Yeah. Like I just can't believe that shit. It's with like with the Indians and the Guardians, now the Guardians, like.
Well, that makes a little bit more sense.
Dude, do you know why they got the name the Indians? Take a fucking guess.
Yeah, because there's Indian people on the team, right? In the 20s
yeah, they're the
shit.
most in MLB history, and they're like, God damn, there's a lot of Indians around here. And they're like, yeah, we should call ourselves that. If they really want to be cool, they should have went back to the Spiders, right?
This don't have nothing to do with indigenous freaking people, Indians. It's white liberals, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's white liberals, man. They're coming for your kids too. Drag queen story time. Let's change the name of the Indians.
Squirrel.
Let's just destroy every American institution. Let's
here we go again.
Let's just do that.
Let's
just do that. Let's just propagandize all the sports fans in America against Daniel Snyder, one of the
Squirrel.
best.
I heard Fauci's going to run for president now.
Who?
Fauci?
Yeah.
Well,
what the hell is got everybody wearing masks? What the hell?
I'll say this, Pops.
Oh God.
If you were to keep up with the vaccine schedule, you'd be on your 7th booster right now. You'd be
lies. Oh, lies!
No, that's the truth.
All right, back on track a little bit here. All right. Yeah. Wow. All right. Thanks for hanging in there with us. I appreciate it. If you're tuning in out, please share, shout wherever you can. We are on Rumble, YouTube, Facebook, and the Twitter. So get on over to the social media sites, search Veteran Revolt Radio, and give us a follow on all those sites, especially Rumble and Twitter. And it was Rumble views alone are beginning to beat Facebook. So Facebook's about to go bye-bye. I'm not dealing.
Yeah, there's no reason to even ever.
No, I for us, it's gonna go bye-bye because I just deal.
I don't think it's disappearing. It's just it's just not something we're gonna be messing with. Which is fine by me.
I don't mess with Facebook.
Oh, I know you don't. I forget every once in a while, and I'm like, I gotta send Pook this, and no, can't do it. Gotta text that dude.
It makes it annoying because there's a lot of stuff, and recently there's a lot of stuff that we could have got away with putting on our show that I can't message you. I messaged you a bunch of stuff last week, and obviously it's not easy for you to transfer from your phone to the show. So maybe we got to come up with like I'm just talking about little short clips, things that we could get away with showing, things that don't have any kind of copyright infringements on it. And I sent you over some stuff last week that would have probably added to my MMA experience on the show, but you weren't able to put them on because, like I said, it's very difficult. I send it to you as a MS whatever, the message on the phone. Now you have to somehow figure out how to get that into the computer And I get it. It's not easy. And before, when I send you something on the chat, you just go and click on it, boom, pull it right up.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe we got to figure out something else. I don't know. I'm not big on going back on Facebook. I'm not a fan.
You're fine.
Yeah, not a fan.
Not a big deal. Like I actually cut the cord. I probably won't really fucking miss it. I mean, it's not like I may just keep an account. I'll just probably take it off my phone. But yeah, Pops, I'm gonna jump you if that's okay. I'm gonna start it with a little bit of baseball.
That's
talk
fine.
that out, and then yeah, then you'll take over. I'm gonna have a smoke break, and then I'll play those videos that you have queued up. I found it took me a minute to find them because so many people have put stuff behind or in front of it, but I found them. So MLB standings. I'm not gonna go all the way through. I'm gonna skip around a lot and tell little stories. But start out the American League East. Baltimore Orioles 61-38. They are rolling plus 48 run differential. They're 7-3 in their last 10. Well, remember the season started with the Rays. What it was 17 in a row.
Yeah.
And like just running the fuck away with it. And somebody calculated they go 500 the rest of the season, and they're guaranteed a shot in the playoffs. I'm like, wow. Well, they have cooled off, and they have cooled off then some. Finally, not able to absorb all those starting rotation losses. Yeah, and they're just burning through their bullpen, and it's showing. They're 3-7 in their last 10. They still have a plus 144 run differential, but I think, let's be honest, a lot of that was done in the first month and a half or almost 2 months of the season. Blue Jays hanging in there, man. Yankees. I mean, this is the craziest division in baseball. Everybody is above 500. Nobody else in baseball can say that. The AL East can. The Red Sox, with one of the best records over the last month, are still 9 games back and in last place, 1 game behind the Yankees. It's remarkable. And the Yankees without Aaron Judge, they are absolutely atrocious. I think it was the last week I mentioned they were like 20-28 without Judge. I mean, that's quite embarrassing to say at least. And no timetable on him coming back either. They haven't mentioned him. They tried him out in the field the other week, or not the other week, the other day. He's running some base running drills, and he just didn't look good, guys. He looked bad. Like he was. I don't know how many he did before that, but he looked slow and he looked a little bit in pain. So I don't know. Do they shut him down? I would. I mean, you locked the guy up for that long. This season already seems kind of a bit of a loss. Although Yankees are I can't remember who it was. I think one of the New York papers, I think. But they put, the Yankees are looking for left field help, right field help, third base help, first base help, and some rotation or some starting pitching. And it's like, so you're going to replace your whole team in the trade deadline? Good luck with that. I think it's over, Yankee fans. Sorry. Red Sox, I don't know. Talk about this a little bit more, but they haven't mentioned in the Shohei sweepstakes. So, I mean, if the Red Sox pick up Shohei, even as a rental, do they go to the front of the pack as far as they may not be able to catch the Orioles, but they should be able to get in the playoffs. I mean, they're literally 1 game less. They have 1 less win than the AL Central leading Minnesota Twins. So, 3 division winners, 3 wild cards, if I remember correctly. So I don't know. They could be in there. To the Central, the Twins. I mean, this is the worst. Still on pace to be the worst division in Major League Baseball history. Twins leading it up with a plus 43 run differential. The only team in the Central with a positive run differential. And they're kind of red hot. 8-2 in their last 10. Cleveland Guardians not doing well. A couple games or 3 games back, 4-6 in the last 10. Tigers. The Detroit. This is how bad this division sucks. The Tigers are in 3rd place. Only 7 games back with a 45-54 record. And the rest, it just gets worse and worse. The biggest sellers of the year. The next Chicago Fire will be the fire sale by the Chicago White Sox, and they may unload minimum 4 guys. So sorry, White Sox fans, not sorry. It's bad. The Royals are just the absolute fucking worst. Well, technically not. The Athletics are worse, but we'll get to that. The Rangers, another team mentioned in the Shohei sweepstakes. We'll see. They're 59-41, plus 151 run differential, 7-3 in their last 10, and they're doing it right. Houston Astros are hanging in there, only 3 games back, 6-4 in the last 10, but they keep getting bit by the injury bug. It's surprising third. 8 games.
Do you think they're going to let the Shohei go to another team in the American League? You don't think they're going to force it to switch?
I don't know. I mean,
he's so damn valuable. I don't know.
Yeah, but what are you doing with him? You know, if the Rangers come calling with the right packet, is it unlikely? Yeah, it's pretty unlikely, but they've been mentioned, and I don't want to get ahead of the segment before I get into it, but like, I don't know what they're going to do with Shohei. I'm going to kind of talk that out in a minute, but the Angels 8 back, 6-4 in the last 10. They're hanging in there, but let's be honest. I don't think it's going to happen. I think everybody understands this. I think their playoff chances on FanGraph is like 15% at this point, so it's not looking good. And everybody's fucking hurt except for Shohei on that team. Seattle Mariners, biggest disappointment probably as far as preseason expectations. The Mariners just haven't turned out the way everybody thought they were going to. 5-5 in the last 10, which is basically what they've been doing all year. 500 ball. They're 1 game above, 8.5 back. And the Oakland Athletics. Oh, this is bad, guys. 28-74, a minus 258 run differential. Like 3-7 in their last 10. Man, how far the green and gold have fallen. It's so disappointing. To the National League, Atlanta Braves 64-34. They just keep on trucking for the most part. Little hiccup here lately. 4-6 in the last 10, plus 148 run differential. Phillies, I don't say that. I'm not going to say this division is decided, but it's pretty much decided. Short of a couple catastrophic injuries on the Braves, I think they got this one locked up. Phillies are 11.5 games back. The Marlins are tied at 11.5 back, and they're tanking lately, 2-8 in their last 10. Mets, probably the biggest disappointment in the National League this year. Although the Padres might give them a serious run for that. I don't know. You'd have to tell me, guys, who's a bigger disappointment, the Mets or the Padres. They both spent a ton of money over the last 2 years, and they've got fuck all to show for it. The Mets are 18 games back.
Yeah.
The Nationals are irrelevant. The Central, the Brewers, 7-3 in their last 10. Had a good series this weekend with the Atlanta Braves.
Yeah, I was looking for the Braves to knock them off completely, and they didn't do it.
Nah, it did not happen. Turns out, Milwaukee Brewers, best Brewers. They put up a hell of a fight, and it showed me a little bit about that team. It's outside of Christian Yelich and Willie Adames. I don't, a couple pitchers. I don't really know anybody on that team, but since Yelich crossed the Baines meter, which is career WAR above 38.8, he's just been on fire. So good for the Brewers, I guess. Cincinnati Reds hanging in there at a half game back. They're 5-5 in the last 10, which does sound impressive, but they did not start out well after the break. So 5-5 after their disastrous start after the break is give a little hat tip for that. They've come back pretty strong. The Cubs, 6-4 in the last 10. They took the series from the Cardinals. Good for them. Cody Bellinger is fucking on fire. This homeboy's gonna get paid after this year. He's absolutely just raking it for the Cubs, and he missed a bit of time. But what was it, maybe a month with a knee injury? I think it was a knee hyperextension. Can't remember. Going for a ball on center field, and boom, hit his knee and did something to it. But since then, he's been back to his new self, his MVP self when he was with the Dodgers and won a World Series. So good for him. I hope he stays. Seriously doubt that he will. The Cardinals. Whoo. Yep. Got swept by the Cubs, or at least 3 out of 4. I think I got swept. I'm not sure. And the Pirates. Remember the Pirates, guys?
Yeah. What the hell happened to them?
Everything wrong, apparently. Yeah, they have just imploded. And then there's a team that does this quite a lot. Every year there's a team that does this. They come out of the gate just firing, nobody sees it coming, and then, about 3 to 4 weeks before the All-Star break, it all becomes apparent and unsustainable and just implodes. But yeah, they're fucking terrible. From first to worst, Pirates are 11.5 games back, 3-7 in their last 10. It's over. In the pretty interesting NL West. Let me refresh my sentence here real quick. The Dodgers are back on top. 4 games up, thanks in large part to the just unbelievable pitching of Clayton Kershaw. Everybody thinks that dude's done, and he just keeps getting better. It's hilarious. A rocky postseason record, but if you look at the worst one, it was against the Astros. So, yeah, they were banging trash cans and shit, so they knew exactly what he was throwing when he threw it, and it's just a matter of executing the bat to the ball, which when you know where it's coming, where it's going, and what it is, and how fast, takes a lot of the mystery out of it. But yeah, Dodgers doing great, 7-3 in the last 10, kind of taking control of the division, possibly. I don't know. Arizona Diamondbacks and the Giants, though, hanging in there. Both mentioned with the Shohei deal. We'll get into that in just a minute. But yeah, and the Padres again. I guess the Mets are the bigger disappointment, although I think the Padres spent just as much ridiculous amount of money, but they're 10 games back. The team is seemingly leaderless, according to a lot of people. I don't know. I don't tell you, Padre fan, but I don't think you're even going to make the fucking playoffs this year. So unless you pull off some miraculous move at the last minute trade deadline and go get a Shohei, I don't. I think it's over for you. And the Rockies are just fucking abysmal. I mean, they can take comfort that they're the second to worst team in the National League and one of the worst teams in baseball. I don't know, top 5, but yeah, terrible. So, done with the standings there. Baseball Hall of Fame. The writers elected Scott Rowland. They elected Fred McGriff. As I mentioned earlier, they also got Pat Hughes in, who is the Cubs radio broadcaster. And if you ever want to hear some great games, go to like 2003 season. You can look up, I don't know if you do a WGN radio or not. Pat Hughes and Ron Santo calling games that year when the Cubs almost went to the World Series. Pat Hughes, one of the smoothest voices ever, comparable very much to Vince Scully from the Dodgers. So congratulations to all of them. Quick stats real quick. Like we talked about Scotty Rowland. He played for a lot more teams than I thought he did. But, Philly, St. Louis, Toronto, Cincinnati for a few years toward the end of his career. It really wasn't going all that well for him at that point. But his career, 70 WAR. He stole 118 bases, had a career OPS of 855, which is, respectable. 316 home runs. How many hits did he have? 2,077. So, yeah, pretty solid career. Freddie McGriff, a lot of years with Toronto, a lot of years with Atlanta. Back with the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. Played a year with the Cubs in 2002. That was pretty cool. I remember that. And then I
do remember that.
Yeah. Yep. And then a little bit with Tampa Bay. I think it was pretty injured. He had a pretty decent year as far as the Cubs that year. I think it was not a lot of. I think he was hurt quite a bit of that year. But when he was there, 282 batting average, 942 OPS. I mean, that's you can hang your head on that. Let's see here real quick. See if I can get it pulled up fast enough. Apologize. I thought I had it ready, but then I jumped pops and I screwed everything up. So, here we go. Let's see here.
And just so the record's read, I object to being jumped.
Listen to you. Okay, here we go. Hopefully. What the hell? Oh, yeah. Here we go. Sorry. I'll get it going here in a second, boys. Yep.
You throwing my boy jacking him?
Chicago comes the radio broadcaster Pat Hughes as he heads to Cooperstown this weekend for his induction into the National Baseball Hall of Fame as the 2023 Ford C. Frick Award winner.
Pretty cool, I thought, for him to get that. Just like I said before, such a sweet, soothing voice. Just great at calling radio. He does a little TV here and there, but he's mostly a fill-in. His
it's kind of hard to follow Harry.
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess, yeah, that's a good point, but
they're dancing in the streets of Puerto Rico.
Got another one here queued up. I gotta get on. Hopefully, there we go. So, courtesy of Jared Carabas from Baseball is Dead, I got this nice little brawl. Probably one of the funniest things I've seen in baseball in a very long time. I think this is Nippon Professional Baseball. I guess this is just Japanese league. But yeah, apparently there was a little bit of a dust up. So if you guys can see it, yeah, it should be good. Okay, here we go.
Holy cow!
Isn't that great? Oh, I laughed my ass off when I first saw this. Like, what's up, bro? How you doing? I'm good. I love it. Isn't that great? That is funny as all get out. It was Sarah. What did Sarah say?
Real quick.
Oh yeah. Go ahead, Pook. Go ahead.
Real quick, I got some corrections to make. I apologize. So starting with the date of the Tyson Fury fight, I did read that from a source. I think that was speculative before they actually signed the deal. That was old news. It's going to be October 28th. That's when the deal's inked for. October 28th is going to be the actual Ngannou fight. Okay. We got Gain is going to be fighting Spivak. Spivak, not Spawn. Spivak.
Okay.
Gain is going to be fighting Spivak in France. And also to reiterate, the true betting odds right now as of July 20th on OddsShark are Tyson Fury minus 400, Francis Ngannou plus 275. That, to the best of my knowledge, I've unfucked my segment, to the best of my knowledge.
All right. Good job.
All right. Okay.
All right. Pops. Pook. Neither of you are going to know this, but question. Who's thrown the most 95 plus mile an hour assists as an infielder in their career under StatCast, which is since 2015? If you can name any one of these four guys, you get a prize.
So number four,
one
infielder.
All right, number four. Since the StatCast era started in 2015, which is all the fancy cameras and the AI in the computer, yeah. Didi Gregorius threw 2. O'Neal Cruz has thrown 3. Anybody guess number 2? I'll give you a hint. Do you want a hint, boys?
Sure.
Okay.
All right. You got busted for PEDs.
Oh, that narrows it down, doesn't it?
Recently. Within the last 3 years. We used to go to their games. He plays for those guys. Pook.
So this guy's obviously a Padre.
Yes.
An infielder for the Padres.
Yes. Kind of narrows it down a little bit, doesn't it?
Well, it's got to be a shortstop or a third baseman.
Mm-hmm. Fernando Tatis Jr. has 4 over 95 miles an hour.
No kidding.
Anybody want to guess who's tied for first? I'll give you another hint. This is his first year in Major League Baseball.
Ellie.
Ellie De La Cruz has 4.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Fucking
all right.
4 already.
Okay.
He broke his own record 3 times as far as his velocity on those 95 plus. Yeah. He threw one the other day, was 90. I think it was 98.9. Flat fucking footed on the infield. You fucking imagine what this guy could throw if he was on the bump? Holy shit.
Why not try him on the bump?
I don't know. Why not? Apparently, you know what?
Yeah.
You know why? Because I think they did. I think they have throughout his, him coming up.
All I can tell you is that
And it
Don
was like,
Herkowski playing shortstop for the great softball league in Milwaukee.
yeah.
He had the record for the most curve on a ball. He threw his screwball back to me. I mean, to tell you that, I bet that somebody broke 5 feet.
Oh,
He would come off the side of that ball like, oh no, here we go.
Yeah. Good luck catching this. I bet you, Pook. I bet you guys. I bet you he's took a couple hops up onto the bump and thrown a few, and it was like Charlie Sheen and oh God, really? Major League,
the wild thing,
where it was
wild
just
thing, Mini.
Yeah, 103 miles an hour, but it was 4 feet behind the batter. So I think that might be, but I don't know. It'd be a good question for Baseball Z or the baseball or the Bat Boys on Instagram and YouTube. I love these guys; they're hilarious. They both speak, as far as I can tell, pretty fluent Spanish. And they're down the Dominican Republic right now, checking out baseball camps, and it's pretty impressive. Not only see guys that young speaking it well, but having fun promoting the game of baseball. But yeah, that's courtesy of Sarah Langs. She's a former researcher for Baseball Tonight, or I don't know if she still is or not. She's got ALS. You can follow her on Twitter at SLANGS on sports. She's a brilliant baseball mind, and she's got a thing up there on her pin to her Twitter page. If you want to donate to help fight ALS, which is a 100% killer, please do so if you can afford to do so. What else do I got for you guys here? There's a few funny ones. Oh, so if you think you're having a bad day, right? You should try and be this poor guy. Let's get it set up right here. Here we go. I'm gonna do it this way. Just kind of cheap. Go play. There we go. Going to Instagram, share screen. Yeah, I got it, boys. There we go. Thank you. Okay.
They give him the right field line.
Look at this Adley. The Baltimore rookie. Look at that. Oh, look how far off that is.
Strikeouts were a bit of a concern for
Wow.
It gets worse. What the fuck?
Full uniform. Going to dinner in it.
No.
Oh.
Here's Adley Rutschman. And Cole starts with a low fastball. And well, it looked like a good tomorrow.
You're not hitting that.
And Rutschman
You're not hitting that either. Like, oh.
That's called.
Jack.
Oh.
Well, the amazing thing is they're not showing where the pitch is on the computer screen either.
I mean,
Slid in there on a wild pitch.
Jeez.
There's no
It's so
strike.
far off. I'm sure they're afraid to put it up.
That's a
Oh, yeah.
That's outside Adley.
Jesus. This
And
poor
that's a strike
kid.
1 and 2.
He's a fucking rookie. It's just horrible, man. Oh, that poor guy. And you know what? Hasn't blown up yet.
Yeah.
Hasn't blown up, and just, I mean, at one point maybe he will. Maybe like there's a few weeks ago, and he gets one of those, and he just fucking snaps. It just goes off like, fuck it. What are you going to do? I'm going to miss 5 games at the end of the year. I don't know. Maybe he won't because, the Orioles are in a tight race. I guess that doesn't make much sense now I think about it. But I would like for him to blow up at least once. On a really bad one, just snap. Dude, just snap. Because I think they're fucking with you at this point. They're waiting to see how bad you're going to go. Well, go crazy. Light up one ump, get tossed up. Hey, Chris Benoit. Oh, my wife's in here. What's up, my wife? Love you. Didn't see that initially, but Chris Benoit Balls is here. Rolling Trade Red guys. Oh, that's right. Angel Hernandez umping in the minors. Yes, I did. So one of my favorite umpires of all time, and I say that with a great deal of sarcasm, Angel Hernandez. Nobody would have it to him. All of a sudden, at the beginning of the year, he was out there, and then he wasn't. He disappeared. Well, he's been reacquired umping in the minors, which is where he belongs. Because his home
he doesn't belong umping at all.
Well, okay, he's pretty fucking bad. He's
that's what I mean. He shouldn't be umping at all.
He's one of the worst.
Could he ump a little league?
Not without
Would
throwing
you
out
have him ump a little league event.
Not without throwing out like 3/4 of the parents in the bleachers, which honestly that should happen every game anyways. But most of the parents are pretty bad about that shit. Unfortunately, I will not be one of those guys. Though. I'll give the only time I'll ever give Blue a break is when my kid's playing in there. I get it. It's hard.
Did you used to ump? I think you used to ump at one time.
Yeah, and it didn't last very long. It's horrible, man. It's horrible. It is not. It's not.
I did it for 5 years. Give me a break.
Really?
It's not enough money. Not enough money for. There's
definitely not enough money. I guarantee you.
Well, I mean, like I was getting I think I was getting 125 a game. So that's for basically semi-pro games and high school games are less than 2 hours. So it's not bad, but the grief, the fucking grief.
Yeah, I want to do that job.
Here is another little thing I want to give you guys, and I think I got to do it. Yep. Fucking these Instagram links suck. So I have to do this real quick. But this is another example of some very, very bad umpiring. And it benefited my Cubs, so I'm not too pissed about it. But it's still kind of cringeworthy, if you will. There we go. That was a good ball. Yeah. There you go, Pops. They showed it. Oh!
Generous strike call.
Oh. Woo! That's 3 balls off the plate, dude. That's 6 inches. Look at that.
Bronson, roller up the middle, fielded by Warner to the back for Wall. Get him for the double play.
Ouch. Ouch, right? Like, ooh. Like, that far off the plate. Strike. That's bad.
Well, the ball he hit was off the plate, too.
Well, he had to because he figured it was going to be called a strike.
Yeah, it's going to be called anyway. Might as well swing.
I got to swing at it, try to do something with it, put it in play at least, And he did, but it tried to do a damn double play. Like, oh, man. And, again, I hate the Cardinals and I hate the city of St. Louis and your stupid arch. But, man, I'm watching that game and I'm like, even the Cubs commentators were like, wow. First one was generous. That was my favorite. Oh, this is generous. And the next one, they're like,
one from New York?
No, but I might be able to find it.
The bunt that was foul, but called fair.
No, I haven't seen that one. I wish I had it.
Anyway, the runner goes to first base because the umpire, the ball was foul when the third baseman picked up the ball.
Right.
But the ump yelled fair. So the runner's on first. Now they began arguing whether it's foul or fair. And so the runner starts taking off to second base. Well, the pitcher now has the ball, and he throws a 100-mile-an-hour fastball to the shortstop, who tags the runner out.
Nice.
So even though it was a bad call, it came out okay.
So I believe this was Friday. Boston Red Sox, New York Mets played a great series. at Fenway, not far from Harvard Yard. Very disappointing Mets playing the, I guess, little disappointing Boston Red Sox. But the caption that got me was Little League home run. So it's what a Major League MLB The Show Little League home run looks like. I think I got the audio up on the way. All right, cool. We're good.
McNeil hits one up the middle, base hit. Lindor is in. Alonso right behind him. The throw to the plate by Duran. Not in time.
Whoa,
Whoa.
That's not good.
He's going to come.
No.
Run, man. Run for your life. There you go. That's how you do a Little League.
Alfaro threw it into center field, and the Mets lead 3-2.
MLB show. Yeah, home run. Look at, I mean, just watch this again. It's great. Look at the polar bear just trudging in there, too. Oh, shit. Hey, I gotta run the board.
He's going to come around and score. And the Mets take the lead.
Isn't that crazy? Oh, that's almost demoralizing if you're a Red Sox fan right there. Yeah. But you know what made me think of it right away was you mentioned your buddy throwing those coming off the ball and throwing inadvertent sliders and screwballs at you.
Yeah.
Well, that's what that was. What the catcher did. His hand came off the ball like this, and it just started spinning and whoop. Yep. Oops. Some other good ones here. Let's see, from Sarah Lang. I think I got a couple more from her. Remember, she's at SLANGS on sports on the Twitter. This is the I think this might be my only entry for I'm Not Crying, You're Crying award. Pretty cool thing by Francisco Lindor of the Mets. Still an absolutely tremendous player. Everybody knows him from his years in Cleveland, but he's been with the Mets for the last few years. Still doing it, still getting it done. You know, unfortunately, talent will be slightly being wasted on a bad team. But here is Francisco in Boston meeting one of the littlest Red Sox fans out there, probably. And his message to her was, be the best Red Sox fan ever. That's pretty cool, boys, I think. Look at her get all shy all of a sudden. It's pretty cute. Oh, no! Yeah, be the best Red Sox fan ever. How cool is that?
Yeah.
Like, I love that. That's awesome. I think I only got one more as far as baseball goes, as far as the videos and whatnot. But this one of the funnier things I've seen this year in MLB for sure is this. And just goes to show that catchers never, ever, ever take a pitch off, man. Ever. They never take a pitch off. Poor bastards. Look at this.
Harper goes.
There you go, bro.
Like we're playing in our backyard.
JT Realmuto, the all-star, just beast of a catcher for the Phillies.
JT asking for time.
I got it, bro. No worries.
Harper goes. Ball's caught by.
That's just so funny, man.
Why didn't they call it for a hit batter?
One of those baseball things, I guess. They're like, whatever. Oh, actually, what I think it was a. Okay, honestly, I should have documented this, and I didn't. I did look it up, but it was either a pitch violation or batter violation, or somebody called for time. I can't remember which of the three it was, but yeah, it wasn't a big deal. So big thank you to Sarah Langs on the Twitterverse for putting that out there. And
what's your handle?
I'll give it to you real quick here in a second. Sorry. It's at SLANGS on sports. You could probably just search Sarah Langs, LANGS, SARALANGS. It'll come up. And she's great. One of the funniest, and best baseball minds out there. Unfortunately, she developed ALS, and it's just, that's all she wrote. Unfortunately, nobody's ever beaten that. So that's why when I use stuff or quote aggregate her Twitter account to make content for my show, I always try and mention her because half my baseball segment wouldn't exist if it wasn't for her, and baseball is dead. So, but yeah, other than that, there's a thing being kicked around. I'm gonna try and find the damn article about it. So it had a pretty cool home run derby, right? I think everybody enjoyed that. Yeah. Me and Pops lost. By the way, we owe Kyle money again, not just for StreamYard and Rumble, but we bet on the home run derby and he fucking won.
How much do we owe? How much do we owe him for that?
$40 for that, and then I think we're gonna do $30 each for next month's StreamYard and Rumble. But yeah, there's talk about a Legends home run derby this year. Next year, 2024. Yeah. So they came up with 4 participants that already said they're cool with it. Ken Griffey Jr.
Yeah.
Albert Pujols.
Okay.
Jim Thome and David Ortiz.
That'll be interesting.
And they think they're talking about doing an old school format. Remember the old home run derbies you made me watch?
Because you had your designated pitcher.
Yeah.
And they got paid based on how well they performed.
Right, but it was like if you didn't hit it out of the park, it was an out, and you played it like a regular game, right? So it was head to head. It was Mantle and Mays, right? Something like that. So I think that'd be pretty cool for those 2 guys. 4 guys to go head to head, old school. I know Ken Griffey Jr. still hits because he was, I think he was a batting coach for Team USA.
Yeah.
For World Baseball Classic. Pujols still hits. Thome, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
We might have to switch out Jim Thome because Jim Thome looked fucking atrocious at the end of his career. He's a big man and he fucking violent swing. I mean, like eventually that shit will catch up with you. Not that I'm a big man, but shit did catch up to me for sure. I'll tell you that much. And David Ortiz, who says he hasn't picked up a bat since he retired. So I don't know, but do you like the idea? Do you think it's cool? Pook?
Any competition like that is pretty neat.
Do you think it's gonna be cringe though? Like what happens if these guys all just eat shit and they can't, they have to eat the fences at the same distance. They have to, and they can throw BP fastballs, that's fine. But are some of these guys gonna be cringe? Like is it because you don't want to see your heroes fall, right? So you see Jim Thome just up there just laboring to swing the bat and put it on the run.
I don't think that are they. You said the pitcher. Who's going to be pitching them the balls now?
Whoever they pick, probably just
it's
like
going to be fat pitches, right? Just freaking right over the plate.
BP fastballs. Yeah,
they put them where they want to hit them.
60 miles an hour.
None of the guys
and above, low and in. Yeah.
None of the guys you named are going to get embarrassed when they're freaking 65.
All right. I like it.
And they still got another. I'm thinking if they're willing to do it, if they're willing to jump up and do it, I mean, they're not going to. No problem. We'll see. We'll wait and see.
Although I can see some extremely sore backs.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Sure. Like I just don't want to see somebody go up there and blow it oblique. Like I don't know if anybody's ever.
Oh, that could happen.
Even
that could happen.
Tweaked one.
Yeah.
It is like it is one of the worst injuries ever. It is the worst. I mean, I thought my groin was bad, and I blew that sucker twice. Same fucking place, right side. But I've only tweaked it, like just strained it. Oh. That oblique, and that because it's part of your core on your side right here. That's your oblique on your side right here. All right. If you pull, tear, or whatever it is, you can re-injure it taking a shit. Like that's how bad it is. Once it goes, it's just rubbish. It takes forever to come back from. So I don't want to see any of those guys do that either. I'm for it. If a committee, kind of goes, or the people in the know, like, all right, yeah, send me video, and I want to see you, because I don't want to see like, I don't know, some of the older guys. I just don't want to see an embarrassment to those legends. I don't want to see, anybody get hurt either. And I know these guys are my age, but I'm just kind of rolling the reason to say, like, that shit could happen. You could get hurt. Talking about Shohei, some of the teams mentioned. Before I get to that, sorry. Owners voted to re-up Rob Manfred. Super big surprise. Yeah, shocking. Good rule change guy, horrible PR guy. And I don't know if it's because he doesn't give a fuck or he's incapable of actually, like,
I think he doesn't understand what he's doing.
Well, come on. He can't get there without being a very smart guy, right? To the commissioner of Major League Baseball, you got to be a pretty smart guy. He's been a labor lawyer his entire life for the against labor side, I guess, if you want to put it that way. Like, not a union guy, the opposite of a union guy. So you got to be pretty smart. He built his reputation on that. But I think it boils down to he doesn't give a fuck, or he's incapable of telling that sometimes he says really dumb shit that hurts the game. But I don't know. Apparently they're like, oh, we're gonna. It's like when Putin gets elected. It's like, oh, really? Fucking surprise. Like, I'm not comparing him to Putin. Don't do that. But I'm just saying, like, in the context of it, it's gonna happen. Everybody's on board. Like, why did you even put a press release about it? Well, to make us talk about it. Congratulations, Major League Baseball. Good job on that one. But back to Shohei Ohtani. So, something I didn't think about too. He could be a rental. He could be you get him and you extend him. But the teams being mentioned, and it's on record. My first one is the Giants. I've said this multiple times. Kyle Devil Doc is here, would back me up on that for sure. The Orioles have been mentioned. The Braves have been mentioned. The Reds, the Dodgers, the Red Sox, the Yankees, the Cubs, and the Diamondbacks. Of the teams that haven't won in a while, you're looking at the Orioles, the Reds, Diamondbacks, because they haven't won since Schilling and Randy Johnson. I think it was 2001, right?
Something like that.
2001 World Series? Yeah. Was it Luis Hernandez hit one over Derek Jeter's head because they brought the infield in? Yep. So, I don't know. Do you make a run for Shohei if you're the Orioles? The Giants a couple years ago tried to sign Carlos Correa. I think probably backed out because issues about his health. Then they went after Judge last year. Didn't get that. So they're willing to spend some money. They got a war chest that most people aren't thinking about. And the Giants are on the West Coast, fairly close to Japan. Not a huge media market, but does Shohei want to go to LA? I think Shohei wants to win. Yeah. I mean, LA makes sense if you're just, another LeBron James and you want to cash in on the LA scene. But I don't think that's Shohei. I think Shohei wants to win a World Series. Now, is that with the Giants? I don't know. Seems more likely with the Orioles or the Diamondbacks. But
the weird thing, I think, city of San Francisco is basically falling apart.
Oh yeah, there's that too. But name a city on the West Coast
that isn't. Part of that?
Well, yeah, I don't know. The Reds were interesting.
Yeah, but they won't spend the money. That's the problem.
Well, you don't have to spend the money if you just rent them, right? You trade 3 prospects for him, and you rent him. He instantly makes that bullpen fucking amazing.
Yeah,
that starting rotation amazing.
He fits in great.
Yeah, and then you get those guys.
I just don't see the Reds putting the money up.
There's no money. It's just prospects at this point. If you're going to rent him, right? You're going to rent him for 2 months, basically. Yeah. To the end of the season. You just get about prospects, which the Reds have a fuck ton of, by the way. They have been building up for quite a few years. They're pretty stacked. Unfortunately, not a lot of his pitching. They brought most of those guys up, and they're fucking both hurt. which is why I had the worst starting earned run average in baseball right now. But I mean, they're interesting. I mean, the Dodgers are there. The Red Sox have been talked about. They're interested in everybody and everything. That's every trade season. Cubs, I don't know. As I mentioned, Diamondbacks got a pretty steady stream of prospects too. That not since the Johnson Schilling age have been really shelling out a lot of money, at least good money. So we'll see about that. Like I mentioned earlier, the Yankees still terrible without Aaron Judge and probably will be for the rest of the year. I honestly think they should just shut him down and call it a year. Just look, you locked this dude up for how many years? 8 years, I think, and you're paying him a lot of money. Would you rather have him back this year in a season that probably isn't going to matter, or more than likely isn't going to matter? Or would you like to just shut him down and make sure he's 100% come April 1st next year? I'd rather shut him down, but Brian Cashman's running out of options and days on his job. If he makes it past this year, I'll be fucking shocked. If he does, he knows where some bodies are buried. That's for sure. Other than that, not much else on the baseball side. If Doc was here and he's getting his rest, I would go on for quite a little bit. Does he have a move clause? I don't think so. But anyways, without further ado,
no, he wouldn't get this far with a no move clause.
Yeah. Pops.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to Pook, but he went and got his 9th booster. Okay.
All right.
All right. There you go. All right. You need me to queue up your videos? Are you ready for that?
Not the videos, the slides, yeah.
You got slides too?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Whatever the date today is. 28th, so there'll be 7/28 to 2023 show.
We'll see if they're there. No. All right, you emailed them. All right, here we go. Un momento, por favor. Nice old school Bulls hat, by the way, Pook. Sorry I didn't mention that earlier.
Right on. Hey, I'm gonna have to jump off of here.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
I got it. Yeah, I got to give Ellie a ride.
All right, man.
So, all right.
All right. Love you, bro.
Peace. Right on.
Peace.
Next slide. That's just the introduction.
All right. Hey.
And my best voice. Surprise. Lewis Hamilton did win a pole, which is pretty awesome. They've not had much luck this year at all. Next slide, it's very similar. Surprise. Verstappen wins the race. Well, I mean, it gets really worse. Next slide is, well, let's see. He won the United States Grand Prix. Then he won Monaco. Then he won Spain. Then he won Canada. Then he won Austria. And then he won Great Britain.
Nice.
And then the next slide shows you what he did yesterday. Now, what he did this morning, I should say. Well, because the time zone is yesterday. But anyway, so he has won 7 this year, just this year. But that has a big part of the next slide, which is.
Damn. Since last year,
Red Bull has won 12 consecutive races, and they got 17 more to go this year. So I don't know what the record is going to be. This is the world record. Last record was set by McLaren back in 1988, and now Red Bull is just walking all over everything. But they did it again. Next slide. We go to the American open wheel, and this is just a kind of like a display slide in that they're racing in Iowa, and Hy-Vee, which is a grocery chain, is promoting the race.
Okay.
Bobby Rahal who has Hy-Vee as a sponsor of one of his cars, got with Hy-Vee and said, you've got a great opportunity here. And I think if you get involved with it, it can be a moneymaker. And I'll be a son of a bitch. It has really turned out nice. They've done an awesome job. I think they've sold out the joint today. I guess we'll have to wait and see. The next slide will show you how far they hope to get this thing done. They bring in a special bagger. Dave Letterman comes and works for Hy-Vee for a day. Next slide shows his involvement. He does take advantage of what's going on at the.
Oh my God, he's a goofball
at the meat counter.
What a goofball.
Next slide. But he did end up bagging. So
at the self-checkout line, though.
Well, Dave. Well, we're not gonna say anymore.
Yeah.
It's neat that he came and put on the promotion.
Oh yeah,
which was awesome.
Anything for racing. He loves his racing, man. He really does. What is this? A zoo?
Realize that this is Joseph Newgarden, and Iowa is a playground for Joseph Newgarden.
Oh yeah.
He's won 5 of the 6 races there.
Damn.
The last 6 races there. Go to the next slide. And by God, that's the Saturday race. And that's Joseph Newgarden winning the Saturday race. Next slide.
Fucking lot. Damn.
Oh, yeah. Joseph Newgarden won it. Scott McLaughlin came in second place. Scott McLaughlin was in second place for probably the entire race, to be honest with you. He was in second place to Will Power until he got passed by Newgarden, and that put him back in third place. And then Power got in a minor scuffle, and he dropped way back, and McLaughlin moved up in second place and stayed there. Pat O'Ward, your favorite Irish guy.
An Irishman, yeah.
He finished in third, Erickson fourth, and Will Power came in fifth. Next slide.
To interrupt you a little bit, remind me to send you a link for this comedian named, I think his name is David Nihil.
Oh yeah, you did. I've been. He is awesome.
All right, so yeah, he's like the Irish who shagged their way into everything, right? So there's a Mexican with the name O'Ward. So the Irish have literally shagged their way into everything, even IndyCar. Jeez, oh Pete's. Ooh, nice picture.
Oh, and this is the Sunday race, and guess who's out in front in the Sunday race? The number 2,
Joseph Newgarden.
Wow,
what? That's crazy.
So anyway, go to the next slide. And by God, not only was he in front, he ended up winning it. Now, Will Power qualified on the pole, but he can't beat Joseph Newgarden. I don't know what it is, but Power finished second. Plough, the last year champion and current points leader, is in third. Felix Rosenquist came home fourth, and Scott McLaughlin came home in fifth. Now, you got to understand that Joseph Newgarden and Scott McLaughlin have a program, a podcast, basically.
Okay.
Which is called Bus Brothers, which is they both drive buses, their motorhomes, and they do a program on the about what racing's going on and that sort of thing. Now, the best one was on their second show this year. They had a new sponsor, which was the the Dairy Association of Indiana.
Oh no.
And Joseph got McLaughlin to dress in a cow outfit with a pink udder that covered his whole chest. But anyway,
wow.
They have a lot of fun with that. There's no ifs, ands, or buts.
Good for them.
Next slide.
All right, NASCAR.
Now we're going to NASCAR, and they were busy too. They had a monstrous weekend. Kyle Busch picked up the 100th win for Kyle Busch Motorsports with a last lap pass. and this is at Pocono. And so that was pretty awesome because he rode in second place all freaking day, and less than a half lap of lead, he ends up taking the win. Next slide. The CRC brake clean 150 at Pocono. Kyle Busch passed Corey Heim. Corey Heim was the undisputed leader until the last lap. That's all there was to it. Gotcha. And Busch just drove right by him. No ifs, ands, or buts. Just boom, drove him. Christopher Bell was fourth. Enfinger was fifth. And our buddy, Ty Majeski, came home in sixth place. Nice. By the way, Ty Majeski is now going to be in the playoffs because there are only 9 winners. And so Ty is the leader in points, and he gets in. So that's an official deal there. Next slide. This is the Xfinity Tour, and they put on one hellacious race today. Next slide shows what they did. Austin Hill. I mean, he's only got 4 wins this year. And he was celebrating today anyway. Next, I tell you who all was involved. Austin Hill, Sam Mayer, our buddy, comes home in second place. Chase Elliott comes home in third. So you got the national champion of the Cup Series finishing third. Riley Herbst was fourth, and Daniel Hemrick was in fifth place. So that wraps up what the Xfinity boys did. Next slide. This is the big boys. Now, what you see here is on the outside is the 5 car.
Little bit of a rubbing-ish.
And what you see on the inside is the 11 car. And as a result of this little rubbing, the 5 car gets into the fence.
Oops.
And ends up dropping back, I think, in the 4th or 5th spot for the finish. Now, this is with 6 laps to go.
Ouch.
So, there will be repercussions.
Somebody's getting thrown at?
I don't know what's going to happen. Next week they're at Richmond, which is that 1 mile track, which is tight, and it's
somebody's good. Yeah. I'm sorry to viewers who don't.
Kyle Larson was very, very diplomatic about what he said. He says, I just can't race him that way anymore.
Yeah,
we have to change the way we race him, and it is not looking pretty. Go ahead to the next slide.
Absolutely.
You got Denny Hamlin ends up taking the win. Tyler Reddick comes in second. Martin Truex, he'd been out in front all day and ended up falling back. Harvick in his last run at Pocono finishes 4th, and then Ty Gibbs comes home in 5th. It's going to be interesting what happens at Richmond.
I'd say so.
I think
if they get together, something's going to happen, right?
I don't know. See, Kyle Larson is a very intelligent person, and if he can figure out a way to do it where it is plausible, he'll do it.
Maybe he just waits till next year and just blatantly does it, and everybody forgets about it, so he doesn't get suspended for 3 races or something. Just holds on to that sucker for 6 months, and then maybe Busch race at Daytona or something like that. He just punts him for no reason. Something happened with the car. I don't know.
See if you can find those things in Sports Church.
Oh, hold on. I think I have them.
The Qual Duo is probably the first one to play.
Oh, yeah. I definitely got it. Oh, wait. Hold on. There we go. Oh, yeah. I got it. You
will really like this one, because remember I said that Lewis won the pole. And it was hundredths of a second difference between him and Max Verstappen. And you will see the exact difference.
Let's see. I'll do it this way. Share. There we go.
Huh?
I got it. Just hold on.
I was gonna say what?
You're looking for, right?
Say what?
This is what you were looking for, right?
Qual Duo, yeah.
Yeah. So this is for those, this is Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen. Basically, StatCast. You go to the baseball. This is telemetry from the race cars for their qualifying lap, which Formula One does it a bit different than everybody else. They do it by sessions, usually 3, right? And your fastest lap during any of those 3 sessions is counted as your qualifying lap. So it's just a way to do it. I kind of like it. A little bit more expensive way to do it for sure. But yeah. So Lewis is pulling up. I don't know. And then
Were you seeing this? Because it's not playing out here.
It's not playing?
No.
Really? Huh. I guess it isn't. Oh, fracking. Maybe I put up the wrong one.
Yeah, I think you got the wrong one up.
Oh, okay. Well, let's try this again one more time. I thought for sure that would have done it, but I guess not. Try it. This. Okay. Go to there. It's not changing. Why is it not? All right, hold on. Try it this way. Try it a different way. There we go. That's probably what it is. There we go. Going now?
Yep.
All right. Sorry about that.
And you see Max Verstappen is leading right now, but they're very, very close. And it stays this way throughout the entire lap. It's crazy until the very end, and then it just blows away, but then gets back together again. But look at these guys.
Yeah. No, this is just telemetry. Sorry about the mix-up. I thought this was a plane, but this is just telemetry. They're not actually both there on the track at the same time, of course. But this is how good these guys are at the very elite, the top 1%, if you will, of racing. Look at, 2 different cars, 2 different engines, 2 different chassis, 2 different drivers. And this is up close.
Lewis pulling way out.
Yeah, this is where he pulled. Max breaks it in here, right here at this turn. Like, look at how he boxed that thing perfectly. Oh, beautiful turn. And he gets him here again.
Yeah.
But what Mercedes power? That's weird. And here he comes again on the turn again. Yeah. Look at this. Oh, wow. That is so cool.
And that's just, it's just amazing what they got.
Yeah.
The other one,
cool.
you have to say it.
Yeah, hold on a second.
And I got this just for you.
Oh, I know you did. As soon as I saw it. People I'm not on Facebook at all except for like the weekend. Like I check pretty much everything on Friday.
Yeah.
And that's when I see stuff. That's when I catch up with people. That's when I see their contributions to the chat. And I saw this. And I showed it to my boss. I'm like, Dad's a fucking goober, man. That's a fucking goober. Like, because he knew I was gonna love this. I was gonna get a kick out of it, and I did. Of course, I did. It's my boy.
But anyway, what it is is the SRX, which is a exhibition league. I guess the best way to describe it.
Yeah.
But they got some really good current and former good drivers that raced in it. Elio Castroneves won the first race this year, and Ryan Newman won the race this week. But the unique thing is that they had a special announcer in the booth this week.
Yeah.
And because he's retired, we don't get to hear this very often.
No.
But he did manage to bring it up for the SRX League.
One of the nicest guys I've ever met in racing in person. Definitely top 3 I've ever met in person. His brother was probably in there too because his
Yeah,
brother was hilarious.
It was pretty cool too.
Yes, he was, and a pretty funny guy. When I introduced my second wife, rest her soul, I said, "Hey, Michael, she's a big fan. Just wants to shake your hand, maybe get a picture." And he's like, "Oh, no problem, but I'm sorry." I'm like, "Oh, damn! I know she's a ginger, but Jesus, dude." It was pretty funny. But his older brother, the GOAT, he's one of the GOATs of he has to be, right? Of just
no doubt.
Not just racing as a driver, but as a broadcaster.
Yeah.
So much joy, so much passion to the sport, never held back. Beautiful human being. Again, like I said, because he was nice to me when I met him, so that always bumps you up a little bit. But here we go.
Am I going to get a chance to do it this time?
Without question.
Yes, okay.
These fans.
Oh, wait, volume up.
If I did,
I turned it up.
Lights are out on the pace truck.
Whoa, yeah.
It's on pit road.
Come on, folks. Get up on your feet. Let's go here now. What do you say? Come on. Here they come. Here they come. Get ready. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go, racing drivers.
Love you, Daryl.
I just had to get that for you.
What's up, Carl? How you doing, man? Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. We're about to wrap up, but we played some good stuff. Pops just ended his or at least I presume close.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that was awesome, man. I love it. Man. You're getting old when the guys you drank beer with or allegedly threw you over a bar in Slingers outside of Slinger Super Speedway and poured Pabst down your throat. Their sons are now racing and their sons are now winning races and championships. It's God, getting old is bullshit. But it's great, man. It's good to see Daryl come back there for that SRX race. That's pretty cool. I do miss him in the booth for sure. How could you not? Kind of one of the Harry Careys, Vince Scully's of broadcasting. It's like when Chris Economaki stopped doing it. You associated Daytona with Chris Economaki, right? That in college football and other things, but guy was just that voice. So yeah, good to see Daryl come back. I love it. Like I said, I love that guy. He was super nice to me when I met him, and put up with all my very stupid teenage questions. So yep, awesome job on that. Any final thoughts?
No, I think. Well, you know what? I did come across a video of Tony Kanaan at the Indianapolis 500 qualifications, and Tony is driving. Last year was driving for Chip Ganassi in the car for Jimmy Johnson on the ovals, and he did a impassioned conversation with Danica Patrick and I can't remember his name. But anyway, the driver, or I guess he's an ABC announcer. But anyway, it didn't matter about the 22 deaths a week
for veterans. Yeah,
and it was really neat to see and to see auto racing kind of flip for that. It was something to see, and it really comes down to, we got it when we see something that's going wrong, we got to look at it, we got to ask questions, and let somebody talk it out, because if they're strung up tight, they got to find a release, and there's not much you're going to cure except letting them release, and hopefully that'll keep someone from taking the next step.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'd love to see that. If you find that clip, we'll play it for sure next week. Mine's always the same. Never take a permanent solution with jeopardy problem. Remember, there are a lot of resources out there. I know we're not programmed to do it. But DD214 gives you a lot of rights, including letting a lot of that shit go when you're in. So go out there, reach out if you can. Go out and enjoy the outdoors. It's beautiful this time of year, unless you're in Western Canada and the whole fucking province is on fire. But other than that, good times. Miss Devil Dog, but I'm sure he'll be here next week. Pook was great. Richie, the Redneck Pit King, who hosts a Will Radio show with Kyle every Tuesday, 1900 Eastern Standard Time on Facebook and YouTube. Make sure you check that out. And other than that, I guess we'll let my son sign us out and call it a day. Thank you for
Sounds
tuning
good.
in. Catch us, midway through, all the way through. Make sure you share us out wherever. Go to Facebook, go to Rumble, go to Twitter, go to YouTube, search Vet Revolt Radio or Veteran Revolt Radio, and follow us on all those sites. Give us a thumbs up, subscribe, whatever you need to do, and helps us out tremendously. Without further ado, James.
You're still here? It's over. Go home.